When I became the Senate President over 6 years ago, my top priority was ending the political rancor that existed and it kind of paralyzed the state. And after years of stalemates and political fights, I was committed to changing the tone in Springfield. You may recall it was a goal of mine that I wanted to work with Republican leader Christine Radogno, who got elected the same day that I did. And she and I were in these leadership posts in large part because of our personal commitment to working together. And there's been disagreements, but we've really tackled a lot of huge issues, and up until this session, we'd almost always done it together. We passed the Capitol bill, McCormick Place reforms, education reforms, marriage equality was a bipartisan bill, immigrant driver's licenses, huge Medicaid reform, and of course a major workers' comp reform bill. And nothing was more important to me than trying to work in a cooperative manner. During the course of the legislative session, I go out for dinner with members, with my own members and with Republican members. We recently asked the entire Senate, Republicans and Democrats, to a bipartisan dinner. And we do it because we need to work together. And we do it because I respect the Republican members and the fact that we all got elected to solve problems. We all represent the same number of people. But today I have to tell you that I'm really disappointed. We started down a road together 6 years ago, and I fear that that path is being abandoned by many Republicans who I fear might be lured away by the siren song of Governor Rauner's campaign cash. We find ourselves trying to work with a governor who continues to run campaigns rather than the state that elected him. Rather than roll up your sleeves and work on solutions, he's dictating demands and threatening those who defy him. A few days ago, I attended an end-of-session leaders meeting, and when I emerged from that meeting, I restated my commitment to work with the governor on compromises that will move the state forward, because I am committed to compromise. That's what we do down here. But perhaps I left out something in my comments that is my disappointment in the direction that this governor is about to take. He made it clear that in the next few weeks he's going to launch a multi-million-dollar negative ad campaign designed to demonize those who are standing up for the middle class. I think a good question to ask him would be, when did he start working on those ads? Was it when we were down here working on a budget? It takes a while, I would think, not to raise $50 million. You can do that in a few days, but I would think it takes a while to come up with those negative ads. Nothing can be more damaging to the prospects of compromise than deploying these Washington, D.C. type campaign tactics, rather than working on a bipartisan solution. Now, I want to work with him on his turnaround agenda, but much of his agenda in his current form just has a theme, and it's middle class workers lose and corporate CEOs win. He's pushed this private working group strategy to slash paychecks, cut benefits, erode worker protections, all in the name of being more competitive, which means, in his mind, making more money for CEOs. And none of them have anything to do with our state budget. He has chosen to hold the budget hostage. And these are issues that we have time to discuss and get right. Budget making and essential budget services shouldn't have to shut down in response to the governor's turnaround threats and his approaching campaign onslaught from his political operatives. We do have time to get this right, but we have to pass a budget. So in order for this year to be productive, we're going to have to work together. The reforms that we advance need to work for middle-class families as much as businesses. I'm committed to finding that balance with the governor, but we can only do so if we all agree to come to the table with an eye towards compromise and civility, and we still have time to get this right.